Kids, guess what? Where are we? Forster?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
who's the lady across the road? Does everyone know?
Crazy Chris.
Crazy
CC.
Chris.
Yeah.
She's just talking to herself over there. And I think we should go and have a yarn with her, hey?
Yeah, for sure.
What's the story? Just sort of Crazy Chris.
Yeah, she'll start talking about Gary if you say the name.
Oh, really? She knows Gary?
She probably does.
Yeah, right, okay. Well, I can't believe you know Gary, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this guy going, who the fuck's Gary? It's me goat.
That's crazy, eh?
Yeah, well, not as crazy as Chris, though, hey?
Yeah, no.
Kids, when you travel, you got to meet all sorts of people. We're going to go and meet Do you want to meet Crazy Chris, Maya? Yeah. Eden, do you want to go and meet, you say Crazy Chris? Crazy Chris, yeah. Let's go, kids. Speaking of crazy. Say hi, Maya. Say hi. Hello. Yeah, how are you going?
I'm not real great, but I've had lots of practice of not being real great and dealing with a lot of telepathic overload.
Telepathic overload.
Yeah.
Tell me, what is the main message coming through?
Oh, there is no main message.
No, just a whole lot of...
They're just everyone's pain and fear.
What just comes to you?
Well, no, they're just putting it out. I just happen to be one big receiver.
Oh, right. So you're just deciphering what's out there and you're
Yeah.
seeing pain and fear.
Yeah,
Wow.
because they're in a victimization culture.
I tell you what, you're the sanest person I've talked to in a while.
I know.
It is a victim culture,
They've
isn't
been
it?
robbed of the best part of themselves.
Yeah.
Best part of themselves and their best part of their humanity.
Yeah, by just buying into this victim thing.
Well, I don't know if it's that simple. Nothing's that simple. It's quite complex.
Yeah.
Whether they chose to or it's... I read the other day, and it's really interesting. Are you taping me?
Yeah, can I?
Yeah, okay. I read the other day, sometimes I clam up then, but I read the other day that it takes 25,000 years for a shift, like say once we moved into agriculture, for the full effect of agriculture to affect us, takes 25,000 years. We're only halfway through.
So when agriculture changed, like, say, 8,000 BC, when we started, like, domesticating animals
yeah.
and planting seeds, moving away from hunters and gatherers, right?
Yep.
It'll take 25 years for that to have an effect on our physiology, to change our...
Psychologically, physiologically,
Yeah, right.
culturally, the whole...
So we're only
kit and
halfway through it, yeah.
Yeah, unless we're speeding up with technology.
So before this great shift in agriculture, 8,000 BC, was there many major changes before then in 25,000 year cycles, or was it all hunter and gatherers?
This is the book that I read it in, right?
Yeah.
This is not my field of expertise. Very interesting book, though. And I posted him on Facebook what he meant by that, but he didn't post me back.
So what's your view on the changes? Is it good changes happening now, or...?
Well, this could be part of the change, isn't it? That we've now got into a victimization culture.
What would you explain by that?
Well, I'm thinking, this is only a theory I've been feeling about,
Yep.
that this might be a hiccup on our path because now population's massively increasing, technology's come around,
Yep.
a whole lot of things on us agriculturists,
Yep.
10,000 years down the line. I get it, thank you, that might be weeding out. Weeding out the genetics of those who cannot adapt.
Yeah, but the victim thing, what's the purpose?
Or those that keep remaining in victimisation are the ones that cannot adapt.
Right,
and they
okay.
won't pass on their seed.
Oh, okay. Right.
Survival of the fittest, I hope not, but...
So the victims won't procreate?
The more you're warlike, the less friendly you are, the less likely you're going to want to
Have sex?
procreate. Thank you, but it's a theory.
I don't know about it if it's got anything to do with procreation, because I think victims are procreating just as much as non-victims.
But we're talking over a time of 12,000 years it might take to weed them out.
Yeah, right, okay. And then do you think a stronger non-victim culture will...
Yes,
will
but I don't
come
want it
through?
to take that long, preferably.
No. Well, Chris...
I get it, thank you.
Yeah.
No.
Well, hey, Eden, you're being a victim, mate. You're being a victim. Oh, now you're being a victim.
You've got to understand it really in depth.
Oh.
Thank you.
No, mine, Eden. There's no need to be victims. It was all right. Well,
Hey,
what...
Daddy, you've got to understand it in more more deaf before he can teach me.
Yeah, that's right.
Daddy wants to learn. He's trying to learn. That's why he come and talk to me.
That's right.
We all need people to learn.
We do. And you're putting out your knowledge like a radio does. You're putting it out there, and you got a listenership. What happened, Maya? Oh, well, you sit up there, Maya. You sit up there. And do you like bananas, Chris?
No. What was it? What I couldn't understand. What
She wants to sit. You just sit up there, Maya. You said 3 people are sitting there, and there wasn't enough room, was there, Maya? So you sit up there, and then I'll sit next
What's
to you.
your name, Maya?
Maya,
Maya, can you tell me something, please?
Maya, look at Chris. You
don't
say,
have to look at me. You
yeah.
don't have to look at me. Go on. Can you tell me why you wanted that step? And not like, what's wrong with you, Maya? Why do you want it? Just what that step means to you. Can you share what it means to you? How it makes you feel? What is special about sitting up there to you?
Maya, how come you wanted? Did you want the top step or the bottom step? You're like the chickens in the
But there must be a reason you want the top step, and you got to be honest with us.
Yeah,
What's
Maya.
the reason?
Why do you want the top steps, Maya? You want to sit next to Jimbo? Oh, okay.
Good reason. Very good reason.
That's a nice reason, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't like
That's
that.
what we got to teach all of us and do
Yeah.
with each other.
I was thinking
Oh.
she wanted to be on the top step like the chickens in the chicken hen, but you
No,
just
no,
wanted to
no.
sit next to Jimbo. Oh, well, that's really nice, Maya.
Yes,
Well, you sit up
that's a
there.
good reason.
You sit up there next to Eden, and I'll sit next to you. Thanks, Chris.
If there's more, I get it. Cool.
Wow.
What-
and
what
and
age between
and look at this. Eden's coming down here. Do you know why, Maya? He
Cool.
wants to sit next to you. Yeah.
I think they might be frustrated with their parents. And what you've got to do, kids, is not be in rivalry with your parents. Because if we now teach you not to be in rivalry with your parents, you won't grow up to be adults in rivalry.
That's right.
So we've got to get better communication, even if Daddy can't do it as well. Thank you. I get it. And so it takes a community to bring up children, and maybe Nan and Pop can do it better and help.
Yeah, that's right.
Cool.
I mean, we just.
True.
Oh, yeah. You're talking to me. You're communicating. You're saying you want a banana. I just
She
peeled
wants
it.
to know why you want to film everything.
Really?
Well, if I'm reading telepathically, right?
Well, it could be right because it's my
Go on.
job to film stuff, and it does get in the way a bit. I'm on the computer editing a lot and stuff like that. Maya, do you want
No,
me
we
to?
don't want to get it to the point in your job where it's rather abusive to your children. And I know you don't want that.
No,
God,
no.
what? Thank you.
But part of
And
my
to
job,
me, mate.
part of my job
Thank
is
you.
meeting people like you, Chris, and that's what makes it
You need to
worthwhile.
approach it better.
Here we go, and that's for you, mate.
Thank you. What
That's
is
for
your
you.
job? I'm talking.
I'm a comedian. I go around with this goat called Gary, and we make videos.
Yeah, well, you got to have boundaries too.
Yeah.
About where you draw the line on your job that it's not, negating your humanity to your children and me.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you. Cool.
Well, that's right. Well, boundaries is a thing, and everyone's got different boundaries. And oh, look at that! You happy now, Maya?
Now, very
Yeah.
interesting. I should run into you because I'm in a synchronised thing.
Yep.
I just read on Facebook
What? Yeah.
parents who have had their children taken off them
Yeah.
because they let their job on the video go so far that they ended up abusing their children and they got their children taken off.
Okay. Well, abuse for them is not giving them 100% attention. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
going to
know
get.
if it's just about attention,
Yeah.
then you have to make that different.
I know,
choice.
but part of the
Thank
thing
you.
is, I want them to meet other people as well. I don't want them to just be about around me.
Yes.
I want them to meet people like you, and everything. The grandparents, the friends, family, everything.
So how complex is what we've got to sort out if we're to start with the children culturally between, and it's difficult as a telepath between me picking up a child going, oh, Daddy's being unfair, when the child maybe is not seeing in a balanced way. But how does Nana block that and work it out? We have to work with each other and understand telepathy and what Nana might be trying to, if Nana's picking up the pain of the grandchild might be just being, a child and not understanding in depth.
Yeah.
So, you've got to help with the Nanas.
Yeah, you happy now?
Thank you.
You happy now,
No.
Maya?
You got to teach your children about telepathy. You got to teach them about everything.
I think this one's good at telepathy. Eden's a bulldozer, and this one's she's a receiver.
I've had a new grandchild, and she's very, very Asian looking.
Oh, really?
My new grandchild.
Oh, well,
yes,
her mum's Japanese.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know, they look part Asian. I remember vaguely talking to you.
And do you see your grandkids?
Well, yeah, I saw. But Mum says he's part Asian, the father, right?
Yeah.
And Mum says, you think they would have just come out in the middle, a mixture? And I said, well, genetics doesn't work like that, Mum. We got the two extremes. We got the ends of the spectrum. We got one blonde, blue-eyed, part Asian.
Yeah.
And we got one black-haired, black-eyed.
It's all
Come on, yes.
international family you got
Thank
there, yeah.
you, Carl. And,
Yeah.
and that's how genetics works too.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people go on
Thank
about
you.
genetics, but there's
Cool.
also environment's the big thing, isn't it? Like you're saying with the
Well, I'm
food.
sa-
The food is the environment.
But I'm saying, you know, I'll show you a picture of them. I get it.
Wow, Maya, do you want to see a picture of her grandchildren?
Come on.
Maya?
Thank you.
Look at this, she's a grandmother, Chris is a grandmother.
And then, you know, how old's Maya?
How old are you, Maya?
3, 2.
104 now, Maya.
Yeah, the 3-year-old reacts like that towards me. Not that I'm upset about it, but she's starting to come good. Thank you. I get it.
Yeah, look, do you want to see her photos? Do you want to see, hey? What's wrong, Maya? Is your foot hurting?
There they are.
Oh, you want to spit it out? Yeah, there we go.
But you're also looking, I get it, thank you, at her mum's culture and enculturation.
Yeah.
Now, right, so there's one. So the genetics are very spectrum, but Maya, both of your children are getting a spectrum of culture, parenting.
Yeah.
Thank you, and that can be difficult.
Yeah, well, a lot of people can say it's
Cool.
abusive and other people can say
No, I'm
it's
not
great.
saying that's abusive. I'm not saying that's abusive. I have to be careful because other people
Yeah.
might make. It's not that this is how difficult it is being a telepath.
Yeah,
Viewers,
yeah.
right? That I might be trying to have a conversation with you
Yeah.
while telepathing the children. Fine, I'm juggling that many balls with people walking past, criticising it, not saying anything, and picking up their
Pick
their
up their
thoughts.
vibe,
How do I block out their meanness and not working with us?
Well, you can't.
I can't, so we got to make the culture more loving.
That's right. We've got a more loving, you did it right. And that's what I find with the kids.
Thank you.
It's mainly, like, if I'm just with the kids, it's perfect. But when I divert my attention to other things, they want my attention. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I can't eat this because there's seeds.
Oh, there's seeds in it. Okay, darling. I think you've had a real good go of that pear, Maya.
Well, but you know,
I will put in the
you're,
bin. I'll
one,
eat the
you're
rest.
the first generation of your Anglo-Saxon to do the nurturing father thing that maybe Japanese fathers were doing before, or others. You know, it's a cultural thing too. This is a new.
Well, that's why they
your
talk about
dad probably didn't do it to that level. Thank you.
You know, like, they talk about the millennium.
Okay.
Millennials have been over-nurtured. I don't know what
It's a
this
little
new.
bit invasive. I'll move back a bit.
I don't know what this new generation is.
Thank you.
But I think the main thing is, I'm not nurturing them because I'm trying to be good. I'm just nurturing them because it's good fun, man. They're unreal.
But another generation wouldn't have even thought like that.
No.
It wouldn't have even even if they wanted to, they would have gone, no, that's not being a man or something.
Yeah.
Go on, you know, and so when their culture said, no, that's not being a man, it robbed them of the best part of themselves in a way.
Well, do you know what? My partner, I just said, have a break, and she's having a break. I've just got the kids, the dad, for 2 months. Like, how many dads get to hang out with their 4 and 2-year-old by themselves?
Well, I want to show you another picture, please.
Eden, what happened? Oh, Maya, will you come up here? You come up here. You sit next to me, Maya.
What's going on neurologically? You'd have to know everything. And I don't.
Okay, Eden, you sit here, darling. You sit over here, Eden. You can sit next to Daddy. Yeah. And Maya, you sit there. Okay. Maya, look at the dog over there. Look over the dog over there. Look, he's got something on his head. Stop him,
Okay,
doing
you
weird
know
stuff
what?
in public.
I don't know that I necessarily want you to, you know, I might be invading my son's privacy, or maybe I invaded my daughter's privacy by it. So I hope you know, practice
Oh, yeah.
some integrity.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I have a grandson too.
Yeah.
I'll show you a picture of him. And you say you've got him for 2 months. He's brought him up since he was 9 months old alone. The mother died.
Oh, really?
Thank you.
And how old is he now?
He's nearly 5.
Wow.
Cool. Thank you.
Well,
Maybe you should have a chat with him.
well,
Thank you.
I'm sorry for his partner dying, but the fact that he's got that much time with his kid is probably a gift to him in some ways as well.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
But he needs support, and he's not getting the support.
Yeah, well, that's it. I think
Thank
we've all outsourced our support to the state, which is encouraging a victim culture. Whereas
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
we should just basically all our socialism and help should be personally, and then it'll be a stronger network rather than just going, oh, we'll hand our taxes over to you guys and you guys help. It's like, that's not going to happen. You're just going to send us into debt and divide us. So on that note, Chris, it's been, I won't shake your hands because I got baby dribble all over it. But Chris, it's been a pleasure meeting you, hey?
You too.
I always think,
Are you on YouTube?
yeah, Gary the Goat.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yes.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, they're rocking
Do you know what
now.
I've been doing lately?
Yeah.
I've been watching endless Robin Williams, Billy Connolly, and what's the other guy? The Dreddy. Well, used to have, not Dreddy. You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know.
The last night
Bob Marley?
Okay, get it. So it's been lately. Last night I spent time watching all, like Rob Brydon and some of the other pommy, and that funny one. I can't remember his name. So I've been really getting into watching a lot of YouTube.
Yeah, well, I'm a comedian who does stuff which is not necessarily funny, but it's just meeting
Social
interesting
commentary.
people like you, man.
Well, the reason I've been watching them is because they do good social commentary.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of them might have been telepaths. That manic stuff is the.
And they're
the
doing
film
stuff-
Everyone's paid around.
And they're doing stuff which wouldn't have got on mainstream media, right? But it's on the internet.
Yeah.
But now they're starting to censor social media like they did mainstream media to stop all this telepathic stuff coming out.
Really?
Yeah, from the crazy people like you, me, and them. They don't want it out.
They?
Who are they? Well, that's the big question. Who is they? Who is them?
Because I could sit there and talk for half an hour if I was in a better state about the top scientists who have validated this.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you who they is in my mind, and it's not a religion, a race, or anything. It's the people who control the money in the world, the people who create the money. You go to the source of that.
Yeah,
The
I've
central
thought about
bankers.
that. I have considered that.
The people who, the privately owned bankers own the Federal Reserve in America, own the Bank of England, own all the banks in the world. They create the money. They've got a monopoly on creating it, except North Korea and Iran, who are the bad guys. And then if you go against them, like Saddam did, Gaddafi, Hitler, JFK, anyway, if you go against them, you have a war machine coming down on
You
you.
seen the movie The Professional?
No. Oh, we've had a fall. Chris, I'm going to go back to being a dad, and I'm really glad that I got to meet you.
We don't want banks operating.
Yeah, Eden, you're right. You're a boy, mate. You can handle it. Where's your shoes, Eden? Where's your shoes? You can tell Dad's looking after him because he's still got his pajamas on.
And let's bring our children up, even though we can't affect, and I said that this morning, we can't at the moment do much about the corporate world, but we can make our community better.
We
don't
can-
have to be
yeah.
victimisers.
That's right.
And start that for the children, but for all of us.
Yeah. Give our money to each other.
We have to put the
And create our own
corporate world
money.
over there and just look at our communities. We can do something. They're not going to get. Thank you.
It's exciting.
Well, what? Yes. And there are other communities doing it better than here. The big corporations aren't trying to squash them.
The corporations they're basically not human entities, right? They're legal entities that have got the same rights as a human, but they're not human. So they have to make profit. I can understand they have to make profit.
I've been doing a lot of thought on this subject. I don't know whether we're all tuned into something, right? But those people who are in the banking world must have had a fucked up childhood and are somehow seeking control because they never got any love.
Oh, look, they're all just doing their job
They've
to
been
stay ahead
working
to
that-
pay
no,
the
it's
bills.
not. It's not. There's
No,
something
go to the
deeper.
source, not the people
There's
working in it, the
something
underlings.
deeper.
The people who privately own these banks, they own the
But
right
why
to
do they
print
need
money.
to?
What, hey?
Why do they need
Well,
to?
that's-
Because they feel like victims.
Well, you're getting to the point of why you need
Why
to
do
send
they
the world
feel
into
so
debt
like
slavery.
victims?
Well, we're going to be continuing our search to find out who they are.
Go away. Okay.
Maya, say goodbye, Chris.
Bye, Chris.
Bye,
Yeah.
Mum. And what's his name?
Eden, you say bye, Chris.
Bye, Chris.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Chris.
Nice, cool. All right, thank you.
It's good to finally meet a sane person. Cheers. You know what, Chris? You know, I said, who's that lady over there? Right, she sounds cool. And they say, that's Crazy Chris, right?
No, but I don't want to be called
No,
that.
I know, but do you know in my
I just
opinion,
gave it-
do you know in my
just gave
opinion,
a
right? And I've
story
gone
about
around, when I talk to normal people, right? Normal people who are just walking down the street, right? Not talking, right? To
That's
themselves,
not normal.
right? That,
But I'm not talking
No,
to
but when I'm
myself.
talking to them, when I get into their brains, right? And go, tell me about your thoughts. It's all, I've been told to think this from other people. And I go, that's crazy. Whereas you, as soon
not
as I
gonna use the
started
word
talking
crazy anymore.
as soon as I started
Yeah.
talking to you, you were normal. So you've got the
Yes.
crazy facade, but the normal
It's
inside.
not a crazy facade. What if we could say, instead of, if you were more well-rounded in education, instead of saying that woman's talking to herself, how about she's channeling the ley lines, which are very Anglo-Saxon.
Channeling the what lines?
Ley lines.
Ley lines.
Yeah, energy lines.
Yeah.
There was a belief crisscross. Now, I'm not saying I'm going in there, but why did that concept never even occur, that option in their
Well,
mind?
I don't know what the technical description of
So
it
what?
was, but
I get it.
your energy got me over to you, and I appreciate it.
Cool.
And
You
if
know,
you weren't being
where are
this
the options?
so-called crazy person, I wouldn't have felt the energy, and I would have missed out on meeting you.
They're only
So I'm going to
thinking-
give you a big hug, Chris.
They're only
and-
thinking I'm crazy because they got limited options.
I know.
They're still victims. Anyone that thinks you're crazy has limited options of thinking like a victim.
We love you, Chris.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Oh, good luck.
Let's go, kids.
Excellent. Thank you. Wow.
Actually, we're going the wrong way.
Thank you for
I've just come back to Chris. She summed it up. What is this? What's the main point you want to say? What you just said then to me?
I said that Miss
Telepathy.
Daddy Goat here,
Yeah.
and we're being funny, is actually manipulating me inadvertently on the camera and is inadvertently manipulating his children telepathically, and it's going to be the massive game changer when we acknowledge that that's going on. That's the paradigm shift.
Telepathy.
When we acknowledge that children have massive amount of synapses, it's all happening.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the internet is kind of what people think it's a really basic form of telepathy.
I telepath all day long on the internet, even from America, and I've proven it that many times. And I've been on sites where Americans, they go, we're empaths, we're sensitives, but for some reason they're terrified to say they're telepaths. Yet they describe thousands of Americans describe all the things of being a telepath, but they're too scared to use the word.
Yeah, well, America's on the
Why are
cusp
they too
of...
scared to use the word? But they can say I'm an empath.
Because they've
I'm a
been told
sensitive.
that telepathy is crazy, but it's there.
But they're acknowledging they're
Yeah,
telepathic, but
and
they're just not using the
and
word.
telepathy can't be owned by the state.
It
Can't be owned or controlled by the state.
I don't know.
Well,
That's another deeper philosophical conversation for another day.
next time. Anyway, if you want to meet Chris, come to Forster and just ask for Crazy Chris, and you'll get some sanity, man. Yeah, bye bye, Chris. Maya, what you got some telepathy, have you? What are you thinking, Maya?
Timo, I think you don't want ice cream.
You think Eden wants ice cream? I think you want ice cream too, don't you, Maya? Keep broadcasting, Chris. We love your channel. You enjoying the ice cream, kids?
Yeah.
You didn't actually have to tell me that because I got the telepathic message when I looked at your face.